Welcome. It is so great to see so many of our new students. I know we not only have incoming freshmen, but we have some students that are joining us from other schools, other states, other countries. So welcome. I am Beth Thomas. I am your proud principal, and I am excited to begin this journey with you. And before we get into our entire program, I want to make sure that I give credit where credit is due. And our amazing building services team, which you might see out and about at some point, as well as our media tech team up there. I always forget, and they go above and beyond, so if we could give just a round of applause, they've been absolutely amazing. Thank you. All right, so students and caregivers. We have about a 5-hour presentation, so you never know. We might be bringing some of you in. No, I'm just teasing. We have this set up because we're going to bring everybody up here. You're going to have a signing day on the stage. No, that was another joke. I'm just trying to stall for time because I'm waiting for some more people to come in. And I don't want to get started and somebody miss out. But now I'm starting. All right, again, I'm Beth Thomas, proud principal of Quince Orchard High School. This is my 7th year here, and it's great to be with you this evening. There will be a lot of information being shared. I want you to take a deep breath and know that this slideshow will be updated as questions come in and sent out. It will be posted to our website. And our student orientation is not until Thursday, so it gives you some time to absorb things, because inevitably you're going to have questions, which is great. You should. All right, so this is what we're going to go through this evening. Again, it will seem like a lot of information. However, we will chunk this into smaller parts for our students when they arrive on Thursday. Families, we will be back together next week for back to school night, so you may hear some of the same things, but it's never a bad idea to hear things a couple times, because that's how you start to synthesize it. So we're going to go through our counselors, we're going to go over information about arrival and drop-off. I'm going to tell you now, before we even get in there, to that part, pack your patience. Okay, it takes us about 2 weeks to get our traffic patterns down here, so just pack your patience. We're going to talk about our schedules. We're going to go through when information will be shared and how you'll access your student schedules, and go through and hear information about some of our clubs, our athletic programs, as well as hear from our amazing parent groups, our PTSA boosters, and NAACP Parent Council. I want to introduce to you the trifecta. Where are you going? Okay, hold on. I'll just take a moment. So it seems like every time I start to introduce somebody, come on up. It's okay, Mr. Gilbert. Please welcome to the stage the trifecta of the 9th and 10th grade administrator team. I'll give them a moment to introduce themselves, and then we'll get this party started.
Thank you, Ms. Thomas. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ashley Ashman. I'm one of the trifecta members, and I'm going to be working with 9th and 10th graders whose last names start with the letter N through Z.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. I am Ms. Ross, one of the other 9th and 10th grade administrators. I have the alphabet J through M, as well as our EML students who are level 1 and 2.
Good evening, I'm Mr. Yarborough. I am the 3rd of the trifecta. Did I say that right? I think the 3rd. But anyway, I have grades 9, 10, and the beginning of the alphabet, A through I. So if your kid's in, that's your last name falls in between there, you're right.
Si necesitas un traductor, tenemos Aura en el medio aquí. Por favor, te puedes mover para recibir servicios de traducción.
Thank you. All right, so we just went through some of our introductions. We do have an amazing administrative team, and not with us, but in the building tonight. You probably saw one of them outside, Miss Everhart Bliss. She is the senior class administrator. She was out there selling the boba tea with students from the senior class. We also have Miss Kirsten Jackson. Miss Kirsten Jackson is the 9th grade administrator, and she's working on getting some schedules finalized for you. We have Mr. Santos, who is our school business administrator. For those of you coming from, well, most of you are coming from middle school. At the high school level, we have a school business administrator that works with our financial, oh gosh.
Responsibilities.
Yes, financial responsibilities, but the title is financial specialist. I'm thinking advisor, I'm like, no, she's not my financial advisor. Miss Jessica Conter, who's our resource counselor, and Mr. Jeff Rapperman is somewhere. He is our athletic director. So we will be sharing information with you this evening from each one of these areas, departments. Pictures with names, so that way you can start to know who we are. I hope I left this in. Yeah. Okay, all right. There you go. All right, so at Quince Orchard High School, our number one priority is to ensure that our students have what they need to leave. Whether they just decide to go into the services, whether they decide to go to a 2-year, 4-year, or they decide to go to the job, or they take a gap year, whatever they decide to do, our job is to make sure they have what they need to lead the best life that they could possibly have. And we take that very, very seriously. And so as you experience Quince Orchard High School, I gotta do better with this. As you experience Quince Orchard High School, we're hopeful that you see that and you keep us accountable to uplift our mission and vision. We have an amazing counseling team. Some of you have probably already interacted with our counselors. The counselors are usually the first person that your student or the students that you interact with, because they help with your schedules. They talk to you about your thinking about post-secondary. They talk to you about offerings. They clarify things. They're your advocate. I'm probably leaving out 28,000 other things that they do, but they are really the backbone to our students' success here. And so not all of them are here this evening. Some of them are outside. You probably saw them helping with serving and answering questions. So this is our counseling team. And you should know, if not, I'll show you in a minute who your counselor is. So that way, if you have questions, you can reach out to your counselor regarding schedules and different things, but we'll go through that. And here they are. So this is counselor breakdown, again, by student last name. So I'll give you a moment. Hopefully you've already interacted. If not, you will very, very, very soon. And then for 12th grade, we always have a little bit of a shift because whenever our caseloads increase or decrease, or, our enrollment, we have to make some changes, but we try to stay consistent with our rising seniors because they've usually worked with their counselor for a year or two, and they're getting ready for the next phase after high school. All right, I'm going to pass it over to Ms. Ashman, who will share information with you about orientation, and we'll get the party going.
Thank you again. New student orientation is on Thursday of this week. Some of you are very excited to be here, some of you might be nervous about it, and that's okay. It's going to be a really fun-filled day. Students will ride their regular transportation to school, so if they ride the bus, they will take their regular bus route. We have linked the bus routes there for you. As Ms. Thomas said earlier, these slides will be sent out via parent view this evening, probably around like 9-ish when I finished cleaning up. And once students arrive, they're actually going to receive a sticker with their bus route on it. Some students have a little bit of difficulty remembering the bus route because it's not the same as the bus number, so we just, provide a little sticker to help them remember. From there, we're going to have a whole group session in here, just like this, where we'll have a bunch more staff members coming to meet greet our students. We'll actually clap them into the school, which is a really beautiful moment. And then we'll be going through their schedules. We're gonna start in homeroom. In homeroom, students will have the opportunity to access their Synergy, to check their schedule so that they know where they're going throughout the day. Then they'll spend about 10 minutes in every class, periods 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just a heads up, period 5 is lunch, so we don't have a period 5 on the new student orientation day. Instead, we've provided students with a scavenger hunt, so they're gonna be able to explore the school, our courtyard, meet some of our staff members, and just, have a good time exploring the school campus. That's about a 20-minute scavenger hunt in the middle of their day. And then they'll proceed to periods 6, 7, and 8, again for about 10 minutes. We're gonna wrap up our day in the cafeteria where students will receive this t-shirt, class of 2028. Or if they're not the class of 2028, we still provide them with a t-shirt without the class of 2028 on the back. But they still get their first t-shirt for QO. For free. And then we have a really beautiful tradition where we'll actually have the freshman class hang up their class flag, and then they'll be exiting the building and heading back home on their regular transportation. So that sticker that we gave them in the morning, that will help in the afternoon so that no one misses their bus. It's very important. I think that's pretty much it about New Student Orientation Day. So you should expect your student to leave the building at about 11:30 on Thursday.
As Ms. Ashman said, during orientation, they're going to be using their schedules to know where they need to go around the building. And the best way to view their schedule is going to be through Student View. So here we have some directions on how to access the class schedule so that they know where they are going on the first day of school.
Okay, exciting. ID cards. Every student in MCPS should have an ID card. In order to, let me say this, even if you are coming in from middle school, we would like you to use your old ID cards until we get you new ID cards at QO. I don't want folks to freak out if they don't have their ID cards, okay? We still gonna let you in school. Just wanna let you know that, all right? You still can get in. But we are asking if you can message to your kids to bring their old school ID cards from middle school and we're able to get them QO ID cards. All right, very important for us. All our staff will have ID cards on. I was reaching for mine and I don't have it because my keys are down here with Ms. Thomas. But you'll see all staff members will have it on there as well. Lanyard and IDs is important because we want folks to be able to identify our staff members in the building. And also, again, we need it for students so we can identify who they are. 9th, 10th graders, you don't have to worry about their parents because they're not allowed to leave campus for lunch at all for any reason whatsoever. Okay? So folks would normally have to show that to get off campus. We don't have to worry about that for 9th and 10th graders. Okay? First one, if they lose it, is free. After that, gotta pay $5. Okay? Next, exciting electronic devices. I see the smiles already. Okay? Cell phones are to be put away along with AirPods during the instructional day while students are in class. There are a lot. I totally didn't think I was going to get an applause on that one. That was all, come on, give it to me. There, how you back there? Yeah! So that means parents don't text them and call them during the day. That's where the trouble happens. Okay? They will be able to access their devices during lunch, transitioning to class, after school, in the morning before class starts. But once that bell rings and they're in classrooms, devices are away. Okay, so we definitely need your help and support in messaging that, and that's all electronic devices unless there's some type of documentation, which I won't get into now, some folks may have, but just want to put that out there now. We will go through a progressive discipline for students who do not follow the cell phone policy that we have, as you see on here. First, a verbal warning. A teacher may assign your child a detention, and then, or conference with them, or then, if the behavior continues and it escalates to myself or to Ms. Ashman or Ms. Ross, then there will be more severe consequences. We're clear on that? Oh, look at the kids who shook their head. I like it. I love the class of 2028. All right, next slide. Chronic absenteeism. Hey, look, we know across the board that there have been some challenges with students and attendance. What we want to be able to, I want you to understand is, a student is considered chronically absent when they are enrolled in a school for 10 or more days and they're absent for 10% or more of those days. So once you hit 10%, then your child is considered chronically absent, okay? Schools collecting period by period absences are converted into daily absences, which is what we do here at the high school level. And then understand, a full day absence is counted if a student is absent for 90% of the day. So we have 7 periods, right? So if they miss 90% of the day, 6 out of 7 periods, they're absent the whole day. Okay, it's important because if you are participating in extracurricular activities, you being unexcused absence means you do not get to participate in that particular event if you are an athlete participating in that sport or event. Okay, that's important for folks to understand and know. Okay, all right, next slide. Here's our attendance procedures. Our scholars arriving after the first 5 minutes of the first period of the day must enter through our welcome center. If you've noticed when you came in, those beautiful wraps that we have on the door to greet you. You come in the welcome center, you sign in with security with your ID card. After you're late, again, this is 5 minutes after the bell rings, so they have a little bit of a grace period. Once they do that, the scholar has an excused absence note. They report directly to the attendance office, which is across from the main office, and you see Ms. Bradley, and then she should be able to give your child a pass to get to class. And then finally, scholars who are late to class have a parent or caregiver note, must submit it between classes or during lunch or at the period to the attendance secretary. It's important. We don't want you to come down and miss class, so make sure that you do it during those times.
Thank you. Okay, so just talking about when we first get to school. First of all, like Mr. Yarborough said, we want students here, we want our scholars here. I always tell, well, now 10th graders, it's hard to pass if you're not in class, and they always think that I'm being really corny, but we know that there's a direct correlation between student attendance and student academic achievement. So we want our students here as much as possible. Our day starts at 7:45. Some students like to arrive at about 7:25, 7:30. If your student arrives on campus at 7:30, they should remain on campus. It's very unlikely that they're going to be able to get back on time. So please remind them that once they get to campus, the expectation is that they stay here so they can be on time. And some of our friends, especially our older friends, sometimes will make a pit stop, have some Dunkin' Donuts with them, but then they're late to school. That's not acceptable. We need students to be here on time. If they arrive with food after the start time of 7:45, the expectation is that they finish their food before getting to class or that they throw it away. We don't want students to throw it away, but we do need them to make sure that they're on time in class and ready to learn.
So excited, arrive on time. Most of the time when you come in the morning, how many of you have students who graduated or upperclassmen over here? So if you dropped off, you've seen me in the morning, right? How many of you seen me? Look at that. You will still see my smiling face in the morning, so you already know the traffic pattern. This is all for newer folks. So please, for the red, that means you're entering at the top of near the tennis courts. You come in, you come down, drop them off when you get to the corner down at the bottom of the tennis courts. You make a left, and then you go out. If you're entering from Quince Orchard Road, Quince Orchard Road, then you'll make a right and then a quick left, and then you'll come around in the loop, and then you'll go out. Here's the best thing I can tell you if you are new dropping your kid off. Get here early. Because if not, then you will be stuck at the light here on Quince Orchard Road. It's going to take you forever to get in. That's my best advice to you. This traffic pattern is pretty straightforward. As you see that, when you come in the morning, even though you haven't had kids, you don't have to open the door for them, let them out. You don't have to watch them walk all the way to the doors. That slows up traffic. I'm saying it because I see it all the time. And they're like, hi. Just let them go. I promise we'll take care of them. Okay? That's pretty straightforward. I'm not going to go through all of that. Entering campus through the end of the bus loop. You can go down that way if you want to drop your kid off on the back side. So you can come in through the bus loop, make a right, come on down near the portables, and then start dropping your kids off. So we have 3 ways that you can drop your kids off. Please, 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 do not drop them off on Quince Orchard Road. Please. It's just a safety issue, okay? We just don't want you to do that. Just try to get in early enough to come in through those 3 entry points to get you in and out. I promise if you do that, traffic will go much, much quicker and much smoother, okay? Go.
So most of you saw this in the newsletter that went out from Ms. Thomas, and it is our first and second day schedule. And so the first 2 days we're actually going to take the first part of the morning to kind of build community with each of the classes and have a town hall with the assigned administrators. And then students will be able to do some of that community building within their homerooms and get comfortable with their classes. So the schedule you see up here is in that block period to allow us to run those town halls for each grade level. And this is what the day looks like for Wednesday through Friday, and then we're going to run a normal bell schedule for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Sure, and the dismissal on the first day is going to be a little bit earlier just because we know it's that first 2 days, and we want to make sure that you can figure out all of our dismissal patterns, and so we're going to start dismissing students 5 minutes early.
Okay, some of you might have gotten this link already in the newsletter, but if not, this is our student handbook. It has a lot of great resources and information for students and families. We need students to be reviewing this document. There are links here. There will be links provided on New Student Orientation Day, and this will be available on our website. Some important things would be the bell schedule, the MCPS calendar so we know when we are in school and out of school, and then attendance. If you need help submitting the attendance slip or you need Ms. Bradley's contact information, that's available on that page. I'm going to pass it off to our career advising coach, Ms. Colleen Jua. She's coming right now. And she's going to introduce herself and give a little bit of info.
Good evening, everyone. And a little bit of info is all I'm going to give you. I only got 2 minutes. I'm going to go through this really quickly. My name is Colleen Jua. I'm the career advising coach for Quince Orchard High School. Basically, I'm here for 3 reasons, 3 things I do. I am going to speak with your students about their strengths and interests and values, about career exploration, and how to figure out how their strengths and interests and values correlate with what type of career they want to go into. The second reason I'm here is to help connect students with MCPS resources. MCPS has a ton of different programs that students can take based on what their career goals are. And you may not know about them, but that's why I'm here, is because I'm here to help connect the kids with what MCPS has to offer. And then finally, I'm here to provide career exploration experiences through different things. I've had Meet Pro events where kids have had a chance to talk to an actual professional. The 9th grade field trip, college field trip we will be taking this year. and that will be an offer extended to every ninth grade student. I have small groups. I run one-on-one sessions. I do things on resume writing, soft interviewing skills, all that fun stuff. But that's why I'm here. I'm located in room 235, and that is my email address, so please feel free to reach out. I will have a Canvas page that is going out, and you will have a chance to refer either your child or the child can refer themselves if they'd like to follow up with me to kind of talk about career exploration. Okay, thank you.
Next up, we're going to invite Mr. Chris Campbell, who is our AP coordinator.
Thank you, Ms. Ashman. Hello, everyone. My name is Chris Campbell. I'm the AP coordinator here at Prince Rupert High School. One of the things that we want to challenge students with is just the opportunity that everyone has potential to take an AP exam and take an AP class. And we want to challenge you to find the right pathway for you. If you want to hit the next slide. First thing to know, AP tests are now free in Montgomery County. If you take the class, it's free. So if I'm enrolled in AP Government as a freshman, then the test at the end of the year, MCPS will pay for it. If you are not in the class, so you want to take a test in different subject areas, like last year we had a young lady take a Japanese exam because she had a home environment where she learned Japanese, she scored a 5, but then MCPS did not pay for that exam, but she still was able to take the exam and score well. We will support you if this is your first time. For many of you, it will be all your first time as freshmen taking an AP exam. Okay, we offer 30 AP classes here at QO. When you get the slideshow at home, if you click on the link, it'll have the list of all the classes. Our teachers are available before school, after school, during lunch. We're going to have Tuesday lunch drop-in sessions with myself and others to help you to gradually prepare yourself for the exams in May, okay? And that's the tutoring sessions in 239. All right, you want to hit the next slide? And then I am present a little bit on social media. We will feature some of our AP students on social media. We will feature some of our AP teachers on social media. So for the students who are on X or are on Instagram, you can follow us there. So that's, please, any students, all of your teachers, if you're in any AP class, know me. If you have any questions, have any issues logging into your College Board, they will help you or they'll send you to me. So hope you guys will join us for some AP classes.
Thank you, Mr. Campbell. Next up, we'd like to invite our athletic director, Mr. Jeff Raderman.
Thank you, Ms. Ashman. Appreciate it. Jeff Raderman, athletic director here at Quince Orchard. This is my 8th year here. Can't even believe it's been 8 years. So our fall season began last week on August 14th. We had 520 kids register, which is the most we've ever had in the fall. It's a quarter of our student body, so I think that was pretty cool. Winter season begins on November 15th. You see the sports that are listed up there. Usually Parent View opens up for registration about a month before the sports start. So right around October 10th and the 15th is when that'll open. It usually opens on a Monday. And then we'll have a spring season, and that begins on March 1st, and you see those that are listed, the sports that are listed up there for that season. Athletics registration, like I said, is through Parent View. If you are registering all-school conditioning, which means that in off-season workouts, whether it's speed agility or weight room stuff, you need to register online for all-school conditioning. I think right now we have 608 students that have registered for that. You need to always have, whether it's all-school conditioning or sports, you need to have a valid physical form. A valid physical is good from 13 months from the date of the physical, and it's got to be on our SRA form. And you can find this, it's linked in here, but it's also at qoathletics.com. Go to more and forms, and that will be linked there for you. As far as eligibility goes, freshmen are eligible all year. So once we get to the fourth marking period, at the end of the fourth marking period, that once you're a sophomore, you have to have a 2.0 with less than 2 weeks. So it's fourth marking period grades only. It's not second semester grades. It's not the current grades that you have. It's your fourth marking period grade. So when they're sophomores, in order for them to finish the fall season and be eligible for the winter season, their first marking period needs to be a 2.0 or above with less than 2 weeks. Our athletic website, like I said, qlathletics.com. We have an up-to-date coaches contact list, so if you're interested in the sport that's in the winter or the spring, you can reach out to the coach and get some information, but we will have interest meetings, especially that first month of September for winter sports, so our student athletes know what's going on. Follow us on Twitter at QO Athletics. And we're also on Instagram at QO Athletics. I do not run an Instagram account. I still do not have to know. I have no idea how that works. I can't find anything. But from what I hear, Ms. Crowder does a really, really good job with it. So thank you to her. Have a great school year. Welcome to Quince Orchard.
Thank you, next, we're going to have our boosters. Miss Erin Clegg.
Well, welcome everyone. My name is Erin Clegg, and I am your proud new Boosters president. And I wanted to also introduce my board members that are here tonight. David Lee is not, but he is our vice president. Adam Friedman is our treasurer. I know he was here earlier selling spiritware with his wife. He might be packing up. Susan Himmel should be in the room. Where is she? Stand up. She is our correspondence secretary. We're very happy to have her. She has 3 kids here at the school. And Kelly, she's here in the room. Maybe not, but she is returning as our recording secretary. So, Boosters is a all-school organization. We are helping every student in this room, whether you are an active athlete or you're involved in some capacity at the school. You can see here that it's 49 athletic teams and over 70 clubs and growing. So if a student has a passion, we want to support them and help them, meet their dreams. Excellent, thank you. So last year, I wanted to bring this figure to your attention. $51,000 was our last year. Very exciting. So we see here that lots of groups benefited. This is just a sampling of those groups. The athletics is on the list, obviously. It's academic. We had robotics. So, it's a nice mix of who is really benefiting from our grant money that we offer all students that are here. So nothing is too big or too small. I want you guys to come to our meetings, provide your grant requests, and we will hear them out there. All right, so this is how we do it. We do need volunteers like you. You're going to get emails from us, other forms of communication, but please do step up when we ask for help. So the biggest thing that's coming up is our concessions, but we have committee chairs, things that really keep the train going in a forward momentum. So all the volunteering really does help our organization as a whole. And of course, we are an organization that is focused on school spirit. So go to those games, be proud, be loud in the stands, and show your school spirit. And our fundraising is another way. Many of you guys stopped by our membership table this evening. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed your gifts as well. And of course, buying spiritware is another way that you're benefiting our organization. But you guys probably also noticed on your way in this evening that we have fence sponsorship. So that's a nice way that your business can be highlighted and you're sponsoring the school as well with a tax benefit to you. And then of course concessions at most of our sporting events, not all of them, but most of them do have inside or outside concessions, so we're excited about that. And you guys see this basket of fruit here, or vegetables. This is a new endeavor that we're starting with seasonal roots, so hopefully if you guys are health conscious, you can have these fruits and veggies delivered to your door. You're also supporting boosters, which is great. Really excited about this. Mulch sales happens in the spring, so starting January 2025, please put your mulch orders in because we will even have football players lay that mulch for you for an additional fee, of course, but it's really handy. It's brought right to your door. Brick wall sales are happening again this year. I think we've had like a 4 or 5 year hiatus from that, but I have a chair, thank goodness. And she is willing to help me out with that. So we already made our first brick sale this morning, which it just launched, and we're excited to see that. So that brick wall is on the wall going into the gym on the lower level, and you can highlight any of those types of things. And of course, the straight up donations are always good too. We have a website, qohsboosters.com, and if that is the way that you'd like to support us, please do that. So our concessions, everybody's got a phone before they start taking them away from your students. Please use that to scan our QR code up here. This isn't going to allow you to go ahead and make that first volunteer shift. And we have several spots open for actually this week. August 22nd is a major scrimmage. And we want to offer concessions on that day. So normally we are doing these at home football games, inside games, but this is one of the things that we need an immediate support for. So if you have any availability for this Thursday at 6:30, we could use your help. So I'm actually going to invite Sabina Koyani up. She is our concessions chair, and I'm going to let her just talk a bit about what those concession volunteers do.
Hi, how are you? Good to see you. I have the best job at school because I sell candies. And I invite you to do it with me. The $51,000 does not happen because I am running or because Erin is here. If you guys don't come for 2-hour shift to sell those M&Ms, I have to be there or Erin has to be there. All week concessions are closed, so we cannot make this $51,000. So it's literally only 2-hour shifts. What is the best about it? You get to see students. You get to see who your kids hang out with. The kids know you, so they say, "Hi, Ms. Koyani, nice to see you." So it's good to be part of the community, and it's good for your child to see that we here at home. And I personally think it's the best. So please scan the QR code here. You can also find it on Instagram and Facebook. It's very important. If one person will sign up for one shift of 2 hours, we're going to have a full entire year. I mean, you can sign up for 20 of them, but literally it's going to take one shift for you and we're going to be covered. So please come and help us to sell the pizza. The selling candy is very easy. Most of you are going to be with the person who already done it, who's seasoned. So it's the operating credit card machine. It's easy for most of the people. We also take cash. You just have to interact with people. We have very little products, so you don't have to memorize many things. Everything's very straightforward. The money back maintenance is only for the team parents. So if you're going to be team parent for the sports or for theater, then you're going to be handling it. If you're just coming for the shift to sell M&Ms or pizza, you do not want to handle any of that. So don't worry, very little responsibility. You can just show up once and you don't have to ever remember anything. No experience needed. As you see, we're also going to have a video coming up soon, so you can see our lovely students to present you what you can do in there. The biggest, what we struggle with, people think that your kid has to be part of the sports in order to volunteer. If there's a football game and we need your help, your child does not have to be a football player. You can be theater, you can be robotics, you can be anything. Please come and sell candies on the sports events because we do make the most money on the sports events, but we do support your child well. So the fact that you do not do sports does not mean that you should not be participating in volunteering. All right, I hope to see you soon.
All right, and I just wanted to highlight our first meeting is coming up on September 11th. It's in the Media Center. And our little last QR code down here is to follow us on Facebook. So that's how we try to communicate with a lot of our families. It's attached to our Instagram. So however you'd like to hear from us, please sign up. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next up, do we have anyone from PTSA here this evening? PTSA. PTSA is Parent Teacher Student Association. If your middle school didn't have that, that's okay. So we do, want to encourage our students to also join, and you can purchase a family membership. The PTSA helps with a lot of great events throughout this year. They sponsor different staff appreciation events, and they work closely with the NAACP parent rep, and they do work in collaboration with the boosters very often as well. Next slide. Please join the PTSA. Next slide. Okay, so we've come to, Ms. Thomas, do you have one more slide? Okay. When I send the slides to you this evening at about 9, there will be another slide. But for right now, I'm going to hand the mic to Ms. Thomas to close us out.
Thank you. I want to give another shout out to the trifecta, and just so you know, I was told everything's cleaned up outside, so they did you all solid. All right, so we've come to the end, and inevitably, I'm sure there's some questions. So we're not going to answer every question because we want you to come back. If we give you everything, we won't come back. So this is the time, if you have any burning questions that we can answer, please, it's pretty much like open mic night. So you get to ask your question and we'll do our best to answer it. And no question's a silly one, because I know you have one. All right, here we go. I know, I'm gonna get my workout in, right? Okay. Yes. Chromebooks. All right, so if you did not get your Chromebook, is Ms. Taylor still here? She's not, but there's additional times during orientation that your student will be able to get it as well. Okay. So on Thursday, yes. If your student will not be here for orientation, we will be distributing Chromebooks the first couple of days of school. No worries. And we'll walk through everything with them. It's not a problem. We'll make sure they get what they need. Probably should not walk down the stairs backwards. Yes? If they have their Chromebook, should they bring it to orientation? On Thursday? No, they haven't. They've already picked it up. Do they need it on Thursday? Yeah. It would be good to have it. They don't have to have it, but it would be good to practice. Yes? Goodness gracious, Cheryl.
Hello. Earlier when we talked about the chronic absenteeism, was that excused absences or unexcused or both?
Great question. So chronic absenteeism is counted whether it's excused or unexcused. Now, there's differences if it's unexcused as to what could possibly occur. A student with 10 or more unexcused consecutive absences for a full day would be withdrawn from school. So there's a big difference. Excused is considered excused or unexcused, either way is part of what would be considered chronically absent. However, there would not be unenrollment concerns or issues to navigate if the student is excused absent. Other questions? So I guess we pretty much nailed it, huh? Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. Have a great night. Welcome to our class of 2028 and beyond.